Now let's talk about the rule of law. We're The importance of the rule of law and how we intend, as part of a proper Jewish society, to do it. I would say from the outset, does not involve coercion. Let's take an example. Let's say we had a case of a society, let's say Gentile society. We saw before abortion, minastam, that means by default, abortion is forbidden for Gentiles to perform. Okay, there are certain instances where it is permissible, perhaps even more so for Jews. But the point is, we're dealing with a society that wants to outlaw the thing as is prohibited. So the solution is chas v'shalom not to bomb Planned Parenthood clinics. No, that's not what you should do. That's using rampant bloodshed is what Muslims do. We're not that. We rather want to create a system, create a society that controls and people through proper culture, a society that enjoys motherhood. If you have a culture and a society that values life, that considers it laudable for, let's say, women to bear many children, so you're not going to have abortion clinics. That's just not something that is. But look, by the way, I went to see, are there abortion clinics in Bnei Brak? And it turns out there actually are some. In this country, it's not as forbidden, but it's not part of a culture, and sometimes it's necessary. We actually find some very close, at least in walking distance to those places, but it's not like they're having major business. You're not going to find in Lakewood that's a thing that exists. As a matter of fact, I would believe that if abortion clinics, just as an example, are quite prominent in a community, they are suffering a problem, whether Jew or Gentile. And the same goes for, like I said before, let's say nightclubs. Okay, we would hope that we create cultures both for Jewish people and for non-Jewish people, that such places of ill repute, and even though, yeah, you're saying, oh, are you equating a nightclub with a brothel? Never been to either, but yes, I am saying that those are places where people go in order specifically to give in to their vices. So you would have a culture that doesn't allow for such a thing. Yes, we would hope that the death penalty is on, at least officially, on the books for when we need it. But that's why the sages didn't want to impose the death penalty, for example, for ritual infractions, and was considered something so rare. Why? We don't want this to devolve in coercion. We want to have proper education. We want to have a strong base in running things so that it never comes to this. I'll just give you another example. It says on Yontif, Lachas of Yontif, it says that the Beis Din is supposed to appoint police, Beis Din style police, to prevent over overjoyous or getting what is it, gatherings, mixed gatherings of men and women. It says along the rivers and in the parks and places like that where people are celebrating. They don't want it to devolve into, and this is actually not a joke, mixed dancing and things like that. That's a problem. So you're supposed to have people prevent that. That's what we're going for. We want the society to police itself and realize that such things should not exist in a holy society, and that's what we aspire to it without having to use physical force. That's I guess a dream that we have. We could look forward to such a thing. I hope that in the aftermath of this terrible tragedy and the ensuing war, there are many soldiers, many unaffiliated young men who want to keep more commandments. I certainly pray that they take their awakening, they take it with them when they go home. They also realize perhaps it's time to get rid of the open Averas. That's a prayer.